3 tips to healthy co-parenting post-divorce. Hi, I'm Bill Farias, founder of Farias Family Law. The decisions that you are making, the actions that you are taking today will influence your child's emotional and mental well-being for years to come. 3 things that you can focus on that will give you a better chance of effectively handling and managing your co-parenting relationship, which will trickle down into a positive impact for your child. Number 1, process your relationship issues with your spouse or soon-to-be ex. This is so important because many times there are things that have happened in a relationship that leave hard feelings, strain, conflict, and what you don't want to do is you don't want to let that sit around and you don't want to let that fester. And so sometimes it's as easy as both parties acknowledge how important it is to move forward in their co-parenting relationship, and they can put those issues in the past. But sometimes those wounds are deep. And one of the biggest mistakes we've seen people make is to not work on healing those wounds. So let me first set aside the issue of one parent having a significant individual issue. And by that, I mean usually mental illness, substance abuse. If the other party is suffering from either one of those and is not making an effort to address it, there's only so much you can do, right? And a lot of that is out of your control. So I'm going to set that aside because that's, although unfortunately a very common issue, it's not something that you can do anything about other than being supportive and encouraging them. But in terms of relationship issues, things that have affected your relationship that might serve as a barrier or a hurdle to effective co-parenting, you can address that. You do not need to just try to sweep it under the rug, pretend it never happened. If either you yourself are experiencing strong feelings about what happened in the past and you feel like it might impact your co-parenting relationship, or you feel like the other party is doing that, then I really encourage you to have a heart-to-heart, right? And talk about what the goals are. The goal is not to fix your relationship so that you're romantically involved again and in a romantic relationship again. The goal now is to effectively co-parent. And so having a heart-to-heart about how important that goal is and what you can do to move toward that goal can be very effective. And sometimes all it takes is a conversation between the parties, some acknowledgement of responsibility, and a commitment to move forward and to work together. If it's not that simple, then you may even want to consider some form of counseling, some co-parenting counseling, or some other form of counseling that will help you process these issues and move forward. The bottom line is you cannot, or as two parents trying to do the best for their child or their children, it is very, very difficult with deep wounds that are not addressed, that are not tended to have an effective co-parenting relationship. So don't ignore that. Do the work that you need, have the conversations necessary to move past that. So that's number 1, is addressing those issues that are impacting your relationship with this other parent. Number 2, encourage the child's relationship with the other parent. Now again, I'm going to set aside the issue of if the other parent has serious issues, if there is risk to the child, and that's something that you should certainly talk to an attorney about. But we're going to set that aside, and in most cases, that's not what's happening, right? So in most cases, both parents can effectively co-parent. They want to be involved. And if that's the case, you want to go out of your way to encourage the relationship between the child and the other parent, to pump the other parent up. You want your child to want to spend time with the other parent. And now some of you might be thinking, well, but I want more time for myself. It is about the child. And if you have two parents who are actively involved and interested in the child, then that is certainly going to help the child more than just one parent substantially involved and the other being pushed away. So encourage the child's relationship with the other parent. Get excited when the other parent wants to spend extra time with the child, wants to take the child somewhere. It takes a lot of mental strength to do this. And so if you need to do the individual work necessary to get you to that place where you can genuinely be excited about the child's relationship to the other parent, with the other parent, then I encourage you to do that. It is a worthy investment. And finally, err on the side of over communicating with the other parent. You are a team, and the biggest issue, or the most common issue that we come across in co-parenting relationships is lack of communication, insufficient communication. So without being obnoxious, give the other parent information. If you have any doubt about whether you should communicate it to the other parent, then do it anyway. If the other parent isn't communicating with you, take the lead and start to do it. Maybe it'll be reciprocated. You shouldn't wait until the other parent initiates it. Over communicate, provide information, get the other parent involved to the extent possible. And hopefully it will come back to you. But even if it doesn't, you are at the very least putting the co-parenting relationship on the right path and doing your part. If you have any other questions, you can call us 508-675-0464. You can email us at info@fariasfamilylaw.com. If you found this helpful, you can subscribe to our channel, share it with anyone you think might benefit from it, and you can find us on social at Farias Family Law. Thank you. Have a good day.